Welcome. This is Like It's 1985 with my review of The Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Kings, a Middle-earth action figure set by Toy Biz. Came with in a really big box, and you can see in the background there's a nice backdrop featuring one of the scenes from the movie. From left to right, we've got Prince Isildur, King Elendil, King Theoden, Aragorn, King of Gondor, the King of the Dead, and back there all in black is Morgul Lord Witch King. So let's take a look at Isildur here. So he comes with this helmet. I'm just going to show it to you because it's kind of hard to get on him, and it kind of doesn't really fit him as well as I'd like. Let's take a look at his head sculpt here. He's got a kind of a perplexed, cross-eyed look to him, kind of like, it's like, well, why didn't I become king? Anyways, so very nice details in the outfit here. This is soft rubber. This is rubber as well, as is the lower part of his leg armor and this shoulder armor as well. So, and this is also flexible as well. Now, in terms of the head articulation, goes around left to right and actually up and down as well. So shoulders, there's articulation that way, and then you can go out with the arm as well. There's a swivel on the upper arm, and of course a bend at the elbow, and swivel at the wrist. Waist, got some waist articulation there. There's upper thigh swivel, or if you want to refer to it as a cut, right there. Bends at the knees and has articulation only this way in the ankles. So sword does come out. He came with a sword in its scabbard. It's a soft plastic there. One thing to note: this appears to have broken off. I think that's a piece that was glued on there to hold the scabbard. I guess it either must have come off when I was messing with it, or maybe it came off in package or something, but it's definitely a fragile part, so that's kind of a bad thing. And as I mentioned before, the helmet doesn't fit as well. If I have time, I'll show you that at the end, but we've got 5 more figures to go through here, so let's get through them. Here we've got King Elendil, looking very kingly, very nice scale armor. Detailed in the robes there, give some depth and realism. You can see here it's got, this is one piece, but it's his overcoat shows a hint of the chainmail underneath. It's kind of nice. This whereas in the previous figure it was more of a soft plastic or soft rubber, this is more of a hard, non-flexible type of material. This moves there. In terms of, let's look at his face there. Let's see, he's got rotation left to right, but not so much up and down. A little bit up and down, but as you may have noticed, there's a post here. This is a gimmick where you can, let's go and zoom out a little bit. You can, his arm goes up and down when you press that in, as you can see. And they made the same color as his cape, so doesn't quite stand out as nice or as much, so that's good. Arms go like that, and go out a little bit, but are pretty much hampered by the robe and the armor. Upper swivel on the arm, elbow articulation, and swivel in the wrists. Swivel in the waist there. You don't really want to move it too much because this thin plastic here is going across there. Would be very good to bend that. No upper thigh swivel, but we do have a knee joint and then articulation at the ankle. However, this articulates like that, whereas in Prince Isildur it did not. I'm pretty sure I tried several times to get Prince Isildur's ankle to rotate different ways, but it didn't. But that's what's kind of cool. You'll find that these have some different articulation points than others. Some people might not like that, because they want more standardization in their figures, but I think it kind of gives it a little nice variety. Some more detailing there. The sword, soft plastic. And of course he has a sheath here. And his helmet can go on. This is a little easier to get on than Prince Isildur's. It's kind of warped from being in a package, I guess, but you can kind of get the effect there. Oh, the other thing about this guy is he's hard to stand up, but his robe is so stiff in the back that sometimes his robe will actually support him staying up. So that's interesting. It kind of helps him stand up that way. Here we have King Theoden. He also has an action feature, but his is more prominent. It sticks out more, and it's doesn't match the brown in his armor there. You can go like that, and I suppose you could probably put his sword in the other hand. Very nice. I like the detailing in his skirt armor there. Nice texture to his scabbard. Very nice. So let's take a look at this arm, since this is the one that's not the gimmick. Go in and out like that. Rotate upper arm. Swivel out the wrist a little bit. Guess we'll go back to the head here. Take a look at the head. Nice likeness to the actual character portrayed in the movie. I like that. Left and right. Not so much up and down. Really, not really at all. Swivel on the waist. And as far as I can tell, there's no upper thigh cut or swivel, but there is, of course, knee articulation, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. So, King Theoden, of course, he has his helmet. Very nice looking, very detailed. Soft plastic or soft rubber. Alright. Set him towards the back. The man himself, King Aragorn. He does have, he's an action feature, but it's nicely hidden behind his cape. There's a little bump here. Just, take a look at his head sculpt. Very nice. Articulation of the head. And not so much out like that, but you can rotate upper arm articulation, bend at the elbow, swivel arm or wrists, and let's see, what about waist here? Yep, there's some swivel in the waist. Of course, all this is going to be hampered by his elaborate vestments. It's got the sword and the sheath, of course. Let's take a look at this guy a little closely, since he's one of the bigger figures in the movie, of course. This also, since see how his cape is longer than his feet, it helps him stand up as well. If you're having this is so stiff that it helps him stand up. So, and just nice detailing in the armor there. It's very nice. All right, so let's move on. We've got let's see, the Lord of the Dead here, I guess. Yeah, that's right, the Lord of the Dead. Well, the main feature of this guy, he glows in the dark. You can see he's that kind of color that you would think it might glow in the dark, and he indeed does. It'd be hard to demonstrate on camera, but he does glow pretty well. This is a stiff plastic here, and here's his helmet that came off. It's a soft, squishy rubber. Let's take a look at his head sculpt there. You can see he's got the you can see his bones through there. Looks like he's got the standard articulation that we talked about before. Rotating the head, arms and upper swivel on the arms. Double jointed in the elbows. That's interesting, like that. So you can actually see there's two joints, one there and one there. Wrist articulation. A little bit. I don't think he has anything in the waist here. Very little, if that. Bends at the knees. Double jointed knee, actually. If you can see that, double jointed. And as far as the ankles go, pretty much back and forward, not left to right. Whoops, escape came off there. Okay, so one more minute. The biggest and baddest of them all, perhaps. We've got the Witch King. As you can see, standing side by side, he's quite tall. Very, very nice. He's got this very big mace, which he holds really well, and this sword, and the scabbard is hidden beneath his cloak there. Just nice detailing. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. We're running out of time, unfortunately. So what I'm probably going to have to do is just on this, for the articulation of this guy, I'll just include it in the description. But what a figure. Awesome, awesome. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This has been my review of the Lord of the Rings action figure set.